On People Now, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle making moves in Morocco.
Ariana Grande drops her new album and fans can't get enough.
Would you marry someone that you've never actually met in person? We'll tell you why Lindsay Lohan's mom Dina says she's going to do exactly that.
We go inside Kylie Jenner's pretty in pink glam room and Kris Jenner's very cozy home sanctuary.
Plus, Nicky Hilton is here with a sneak peek at her new spring collection.
Live today on People Now. Let's go, Jeremy.
All right, the little moves.
I
Got
like
it going,
the moves.
kicking off the
I love
Friday.
it, Jeremy, killing it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to People Now. Mako in for Andrea today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Happy Friday. Yes.
This one was a long time coming for some reason. I've been waiting on this weekend.
Yeah.
One of our favorite days of the week over here, obviously Flashback Friday, celebrating with a very special Entertainment Weekly cast reunion. It's with the Fab Four from 27 Dresses. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
By the way, 11 years since this movie came out.
I can't believe that time flies. Now, remember that scene when James Marsden is telling Katherine Heigl about his favorite part of a wedding?
Right.
It's so cute. So we want to know, what's your favorite part of a wedding? Is it the emotional vows? Is it all that scrumptious food?
Maybe it's a surprise song during the wedding, like a surprise, like the groom sings to the...
I saw your dance moves. You just want to dance. And you want that open bar.
Right.
That's what's happening.
The open bar, maybe that too.
Vote right now in our People poll. Just tweet us with your answer with the hashtag PeopleNow.
We're going to be checking in on those answers and with the 27 Dresses cast a little later. But for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Starting with this, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they are making moves to Morocco. Later this month, the royal couple are planning a 3-day visit to Morocco to highlight girls' education and young people's empowerment. This will mark their first official visit to the African country. According to Kensington Palace, Harry and Meghan have been asked to go by the British government with the hopes of building a close relationship between the UK and Morocco. Now, Meghan is currently 7 months pregnant with her and Harry's first child. She's expected to be due sometime in April. Of course, we're tracking along with that. Thursday night, Harry and Meghan were seen in London honoring veterans who have used new challenges to aid their recovery. Meghan, whose friends spoke out to People exclusively this week for the first time in a global exclusive. They can be seen smiling and holding hands with Harry as they entered Draper's Hall in London for the Endeavour Fund Awards. It's a big event, and Meghan looked gorgeous in a bespoke outfit by Claire Waite-Keller for Givenchy, her wedding dress designer, by the way, accessorized with Aquazzura suede pumps, a Givenchy clutch, pulled her hair back in a sleek, low-polished bun to complete this glam look. Do you like my fashion breakdown?
I love it. That's amazing, Jeremy.
I nailed that.
You did. You killed it.
Meghan's friends opened up in this week's People and mentioned that Meghan is self-service and does her own hair and makeup. They said, quote, except for her wedding, she does all her own makeup, she dresses herself, she styles herself. Guys, she's got good taste.
The Duchess of Success.
Right? Prior to the awards ceremony, Meghan and Harry attended a reception where the nominees and participants of the Endeavour Fund were there. They were there to hand out 2 of the 3 prizes during that ceremony. Now, Harry, a former Army captain, also made a speech. The award ceremony, set up by the Royal Foundation, overseen by Harry and Meghan, recognizes serving and former service members who, as part of their recovery and rehabilitation, used athletics or adventure to challenge themselves. Meghan delivered a short speech prior to announcing the night's winner of the Celebrating Excellence Award, saying in part, quote, it's so important to remember that because what you're doing is inspiring so many people, so thank you from all of us for being that inspiration, and congratulations to all the nominees. That was her quote. An amazing moment it must have been there to receive an award from the royal couple themselves. The advocacy work that they do is really inspiring, kind of continuing that tradition. All right, guys, moving on to this. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is accusing the National Enquirer and its parent company, American Media Incorporated, of attempting to extort him. Now, pay attention here. This gets a little complicated. The 55-year-old business mogul exposed the alleged extortion on the website Medium on Thursday night, published emails allegedly from Enquirer executives, which go into detail about explicit photographs that they allegedly obtained of Bezos and his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez. A spokesperson for AMI did not immediately respond to People's request for comment, but in a statement released Friday morning, AMI said that the company believes fervently that it acted lawfully in the reporting and that the company's board will investigate Bezos' claims. Now, this all comes after the Enquirer published a months-long investigation into Bezos' relationship with Sanchez in January after the Amazon founder announced his divorce from his wife. That report included photographs and text messages that Bezos had allegedly sent to Sanchez. After the report was published, Bezos explains that he had his security look into how those messages between him and Sanchez were actually obtained and what the Inquirer's motives were. According to Bezos, when AMI heard about his investigation, he was allegedly approached and asked to make a public statement saying he had no knowledge that AMI's coverage of him was politically motivated.
Wow.
A lot of motivations, a lot of speculation, a lot of assumptions here. AMI has previously denied its coverage of Bezos was politically motivated, despite chairman of the Inquirer David Pecker being a close ally of President Donald Trump. That's the other side of this. In 2018, AMI agreed to cooperate with the federal investigation of its alleged efforts to help hide negative stories about Trump. AMI admitted that it paid $150,000 in hush money to silence alleged mistresses during Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. The president has been a critic of Bezos and the Washington Post, which Bezos owns, for the publication's coverage of his presidency. That's how it all kind of ties in here in terms of the narratives and the stories surrounding this.
So many moving parts.
So many moving parts. Bezos is considered to be the world's richest man, of course, with an estimated fortune of a little $137 billion. It's just a cool amount. You can make that work. He concluded his post by saying on Medium, "Of course I don't want personal photos published, but I also won't participate in their well-known practice of blackmail, political favors, political attacks, and corruption. I prefer to stand up, roll this log over, and see what crawls out." Well, in case you haven't heard, by the way, let me just say this. You can find out more details about that on people.com. There's a lot to unpack. You can mull it over for yourself.
Yeah.
All right, Ariana Grande's new album, Thank You Next. It is here, everybody.
Yay!
We're excited for this. This is her 5th studio album. It comes just 6 months after the release of her last album, Sweetener. Thank You Next follows an intense period for Grande that saw her confronting the death of her ex-boyfriend, Mac Miller, in September, splitting from fiance Pete Davidson in October, and of course finding strength with her friends in her hit single 7 Rings. We all know that story. The album opens with Imagine. It was released as a single 2 months ago before Grande introduces 8 new tracks, many of which seem to cover the times that she's been through, the physical process actually of moving on after love and loss. There's so much emotion in this, and the fans are really all about it. The album contains 12 tracks, and Twitter went into a frenzy, with fans calling it a masterpiece, pointing out there is no song that needs to be skipped here.
A perfect album.
You agree with this?
I do. I love it.
Some people on our staff do not agree.
Obsessed.
In addition to the new album, Grande also releases the music video for her new song, Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. Take a look at this.
Break up with your girlfriend.
In the sultry hip-hop tune, Grande sings about wanting a man who is dating another woman.
Scandal.
Scandal. Hey, you see what you want, you just go for it. Ariana's nominated in 2 categories at the 2019 Grammy Awards, but will reportedly not be performing or showing up at the event because Grammy producers are not letting her perform her hit song, 7 Rings. She's had a back and forth on Twitter with a Grammy producer who's alleging that an agreement had been worked out, but Grande pulled out because of a lack of time to pull something together for the show. Grande is denying that. She says that she's backing out because of her creativity being stifled.
Wow.
I've got mixed feelings about it.
I do too. With the release of her album, I would think that she would want to be at the Grammys, but I understand she's an artist.
I get that part of it too. The artists wanted to be displayed in a way that they like, but also I'm kind of like, don't you kind of yield a little bit to the Grammys and the producers and what they want?
Ariana Grande is a pretty big star.
She is, but I feel like the Grammys is sort of like the ultimate. It's sort of this mantle in the music business.
I see that.
But she obviously, I think she would do it unless there was some real problem. So I give her the benefit of the doubt here. I just wish that she'd be on the show.
I look forward to seeing her perform more because that album is hot.
It is.
Yeah.
We'll be watching the Grammys this weekend. Anyway, in the meantime, Mako, more for us in Star Trek.
Oh yeah, that's right, Jeremy. So we're kicking off Star Treks with a look inside Kylie Jenner's Barbie pink glam room. The reality star and her mom is sharing their homes in the March issue of Architectural Digest. Fresh off a major interior design renovation of her Hidden Hills home, the 21-year-old mogul told her designer that she wanted a, quote, fresh, fun vibe to match how she was feeling. And lots of pink. It looks like he got the order right. Kylie wanted the fun vibe for her closets and her dressing rooms because she spends a lot of time there. I can't argue with that. I would too. Look at it. She also has a thing for butterflies, and her dining room definitely reflects reflects that Damien Hirst butterfly art, you can tell. And although you might have guessed that'd be inspired by her boo Travis Scott's single butterfly effect, or was that just me? It's not quite the case. It turns out it's their 1-year-old daughter, Stormy. She's got the love bug. The art is a tribute to she and Kylie's favorite animal. Now, on the other side of Perfectly Pink, there's one home that's pretty peaceful. It's Kylie Jenner's mom, Kris Jenner. Now, she's opted for a more tranquil tones in her Hidden Hills home redo, telling the magazine that she wanted to feel like a sanctuary. I could definitely get used to that vibe. I mean, just really cozy. The home has neutral elements like wood and stone, as well as, guys, a jaw-dropping closet equipped with a wall of Hermes bags. I dream of stuff like that. And one thing they both have in common, neither home is too precious for Stormy or any of Chris's other grandkids. That's good. I think grandma's home should be nice and cozy, right?
I do, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now we're keeping it with the family here. Kendall Jenner is addressing rumors her sister Kylie is expecting another child with boyfriend Travis Scott. Now, while answering a question about baby number 2 on the Ellen DeGeneres show, Kendall said she doesn't think her sister is pregnant. Take a look.
So Kylie now is going to have another baby?
No.
She said.
She's not. I think she was like, you know.
She said baby number 2. What does that mean?
I think she was just like, we are like looking good and we're really into each other, and like maybe baby number 2 is like gonna happen. They're practicing, right? Is that what you call it?
I don't call it anything, but
right.
I mean, but why would she do that then?
I don't know. She is like, she's really interesting. Love her. I love her so much. She is just,
so they're
she has a
not
mind
having
of her
another
own.
baby.
She's really clever. I don't think she's pregnant.
Okay.
She looks so much like her mom.
She does. Twinsies, right? Now, Kendall also reveals that she doesn't think Travis Scott proposed to her sister at the Super Bowl. And if they are engaged, they haven't told the family quite yet. Now, in the same episode, Kris Jenner and Ellen conspired to pull a prank on Kendall right after the supermodel said that she was offended that she's the only Jenner who has never been scared on Ellen's show. You got to see this.
And does your mom approve of, does she?
I think so.
And you still got scared.
Oh my God, I'm shaking. I would have passed out. Guys, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Now, Kendall also opens up about her struggle with acne and how she hopes sharing her story will help others. Now, you can catch her on the Ellen DeGeneres show Friday, February 8th. Now check out what Queer Eye star Jonathan Van Ness's shamazing New York City apartment looks like. I love this guy. The 31-year-old was struggling as a cat father in a tiny New York City apartment, so he found a big one. A 2-story loft. It's near Manhattan's High Line, and the grooming expert had no time to preview it before moving in. Now, Jeremy, would you do that? Would you buy a house before you move in, or
if I had
rent
his
a
kind
house?
of money to get that kind of place, then yes, I would.
And it looks amazing. Now, anyway, Van Ness, shamazing. Vanessa says it was love at no first sight, and that he and his designer worked together to create a chic, cozy cottage for him and his cats to chill in. That sounds amazing. And this week's issue of People, Jonathan revealed the rustic and homey vibes were exactly what he needed, and that he's quite actually a homebody. And he said that he loves to work and entertain, but his idea of the perfect night, guys, get lit. A load of this. It's hanging out at home.
Get lit.
Yeah, get lit. And no, it's not getting lit. It's hanging out at home with the cats. And a, quote, gorgeous documentary. Now, Jonathan says his new space definitely fits his lifestyle, which is just like Jonathan. It's pretty chic. And those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, guys, stay with us. Nicky Hilton, she is here live talking to her about her latest fashion collection, motherhood, and so much more. We're very excited for that. Plus, we got that 27 Dresses cast reunion. Katherine Heigl has a really good idea for a sequel. She's got it all plotted out, actually.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in just a little bit.
I'm totally here for it. Dina Lohan admits she's never met her boyfriend, guys, of 5 years.
This is a crazy story.
It is, and get this. She says that she's gonna marry him. Now, Dina is the mother of Lindsay Lohan, and she's competing in season 2 of Celebrity Big Brother. And on Thursday's episode, she opened up to her housemates about her unique relationship.
So here's the deal.
Yeah.
She told them that she's talking to a special someone, and despite never meeting him or even FaceTiming him, she's confident that they're gonna tie the knot one day, which is kind of bizarre though, right?
It could happen.
The communication has only been strictly over the phone this whole time, and she told the other Celebrity Big Brother contestants like Candy Burris, Tamar Braxton, some others, that she couldn't wait to tell them about the guy that was right before spilling that she's been talking to him every day for the last 5 years, but they never met.
They never met, but you learn so much by talking to a person. And she says, quote, you know when you talk to someone on the phone, you feel like you know them. She says that he lives in San Francisco and takes care of his mom, and she promises us that he's real, but the girls, they were not having it, and they insisted suspected that she's being catfished. Now, her girl Tamar Braxton even offered to travel with Dina to the Bay Area to finally meet her man. But again, she insists it's the real deal. Jeremy, would you do that? Would you date someone that you've never met in person?
Definitely not. Okay, we talked about this before. You can get it like maybe for the first like 2 weeks, maybe the first month, maybe a couple months, maybe 6 months. 5 years?
You can't deny the connection of talking on the phone, writing each other letters without ever meeting. It's like electric.
Okay, wait. FaceTime exists. Skype exists.
He might not have.
You mean
might
to tell
have a
me
flip
Lindsay
phone.
Lohan's mom can't like work out some sort of connection to
It's
video
not
chat
Dina.
or something?
It's the guy. And listen, if it doesn't work out, I think it would be a great idea to have a show following Dina and Tamar to go find him in San Francisco.
Maybe for her though, in some ways because she's so famous and
Yeah.
people know who she is, maybe there's something really valuable about kind of getting to know someone on a really personal level. But what if there's no physical connection at all?
Then they'll just be best friends. BFFs
Just
for life.
BFFs for life. We'll see what
Yes.
happens with that. I can't wait. Please, God, let them take a camera crew to the first meeting. We'll see if it happens. Let's move on to this. Watch.
You know, I was kind of stressing that it's just, my house is so full. But I heard that parents of 4 are the most enlightened and calm.
The Kardashian West family is growing and growing. Kim's 4th baby is on the way via surrogate. And during her appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon on Thursday, she says she's feeling stressed about adding another addition to the family.
I can imagine. You just heard, though. She's hoping that what she has heard about 4 kids is true, that maybe it's calming. I don't know. Kim admits going from 1 to 2 kids in the house was more difficult than jumping to 3, which I've actually heard a lot as well.
Yeah.
With a 4th on the way, things may get crazy. She tells Fallon she has one less thing to worry about, though. Saint and North are finally getting along.
Thank God.
Kim has previously admitted in the past that North wasn't really all that into Saint.
It happens, especially with a younger kid. They just have to adjust to it. Now, last year she wrote, quote, on her website that she's not harmful, she's not hurting him or anything. She just doesn't want boys in her room. No smelly boys.
My littlest is exactly like this right now.
Yeah.
In fact, she is not only about this with her older sister, but kind of with me. Like, I don't want boys in my room. Daddy, get out.
That's just a phase. It
It's a
all
I hope
passes.
it's a phase.
Yeah.
Kim confirmed her and Kanye were expecting their 4th child via surrogate back in January on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. She revealed that they were having a boy. We're not sure how North is going to feel about all that, though. I mean, this is going to be a whole nother
Big Sister
challenge.
North, indeed. A source close to Kim previously told People that she's always wanted 4 kids and she probably won't have any more after this. Now, during her sit down with Jimmy Fallon on Thursday, she confirmed that she wants 4 kids and they'll be really even at that point. She says right now she always has 2 kids and Kanye has 1, so Kanye has a little bit more free time. It's always like that. The dads always have more free time in it. Yeah.
So the 4 kids kind of even the score. Kanye
Yeah.
sticks with 2, she sticks with 2.
Yeah.
What do you think about the idea of like the 4 kids bringing like enlightenment and calmness?
So
to
here's the
house?
thing. If you have money like Kim Kardashian, you can totally have 4 kids.
If I can escape to my own wing and everybody else is in the other wing, then
Listen,
yeah, I guess it is calming.
You can have 400 kids
Yeah.
if you have the support system, and that's the beauty of it. They sure have it, and it's nice to just keep growing with the Kardashians every generation.
Yeah, well, and every generation we're gonna have new TV shows.
That's
we're gonna have
it.
new opportunities for us to track along and
That's
keep up.
it, that's
All right, guys, take a look at this.
Oh, good God. What, you kept them all? You have a whole closet full. Why?
I have a lot of friends and I like to keep them.
Right. Well, that makes complete sense because they're beautiful.
It has been 11 years since 27 Dresses premiered. Can you believe it?
I cannot.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's the iconic rom-com about Jane, played by Katherine Heigl, who is living out the phrase, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah.
Mikkel, have you ever, I don't know, had any bad bridesmaids?
I've been
dress
fortunate not
experiences?
to have to. What about you?
I have, well, no bad dress experiences. I've been to some dramatic
Some
weddings.
dramatic weddings, right?
Yeah.
But apparently the experience wasn't too bad for the cast. They were all smiles as they got together for a reunion with Entertainment Weekly.
Really cool stuff here. Katherine Heigl, James Marsden, Mullen Ackerman, and Ed Burns, they were all there for the fun photo shoot. They had a sit-down interview where Katherine revealed that she really wants to do a sequel. She even has the whole plot already planned out.
Nice.
She's ready to go. Take a look.
So I have an idea that I'm like pitching to them. Anne's already in. I've talked to Anne, and I want to do a sequel. And unfortunately, we can't quite get the rights, Fox. But I think it would be awesome to see, seriously, what are their lives like 10 years later? Do they end up together? I personally think they do. I don't know why. I just think they do end up together, and I think they have like 3 kids.
Wow.
Or at least 2, and she's made Jane the godmother every time. So Jane has to plan the christenings and the baby showers and the gender reveal parties and the whole thing. But then so do all the other bridesmaids make her the godmother, but they can't get pregnant.
Why are you pointing at me?
Well,
Oh, is this the plot that you came up with?
so then,
Okay, I'm on Fox's side.
Mars did not having it.
He's not having it. They still have their chemistry, as you can tell. I love seeing them back together. This looks like so much fun.
Look, it still resonates so much. There's something about, obviously, a lot of people relate to the drama surrounding
of course.
getting married,
The
trying
stress,
to get married.
The drama, yeah, all of that.
And then Valentine's Day, so love's in the air again.
Everybody resonates with that. We can all agree on
The
that.
appetite is there. And Katherine Heigl also took a walk down memory lane, sharing the one dress she still remembers most today.
there's one that always pops into my mind, and it was a yellow, like a little short yellow ruffly one with like, I think, a pink sash. So that's always the one I pick, and it wasn't even the worst of them, but for some reason, that's the one that always pops into my mind, so.
What the hell is that?
Theme wedding.
What was the theme? Humiliation? Did people ask you, did you get
Yes.
to keep any of those dresses?
Yeah, did
Really?
I get to keep them?
This is an instrument of torture inflicted on you by a bride who wants you to look ugly.
Like, no, I didn't get to keep them.
Here's the thing, as the bride, you have to look the best.
You do. Can we talk about the cake that they had there?
Yes.
That looked amazing, and they were dressed really cool in that.
They were.
interview, too.
They still look really, really good. Now you can watch the full episode of Entertainment Weekly Cast Reunions, 27 Dresses, streaming right now on PeopleTV.com or on the PeopleTV app.
And before we move on, in honor of the 21 Dresses cast reunion, we've been asking what's your favorite part of a wedding in our People poll. Let's check in on the results so far. Look at this.
What are they saying?
Dancing the night away. Me too.
Just like you, Jeremy. I saw those dance moves. The moves like Jeremy.
Keep voting in the People poll. We now move on to this. We're going to continue with the theme of dresses. Joining us today, fashion designer and model Nicky Hilton, combining her chic fashion sense, the jet-setting lifestyle, to release a spring passport collection with women's wear label Talani. Thank you so much for being here.
Welcome.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
What's your favorite part of a wedding? Are you a
My
dancer?
favorite part of the wedding?
Yeah, do you get out there?
The dressing up.
The dressing
Oh,
up.
yeah, it's fun to dress
I
up.
met my husband at a wedding.
Oh,
Did
you
you?
did?
Really?
That was nice.
Wait,
Yeah.
how
So
did
she's dispelled the myth that you can't meet someone at a wedding. That's
Yeah.
the way to do it.
That's the old-fashioned way. You met at a wedding.
Did you meet on the dance floor, or was it just kind of like,
No, we met right after the ceremony, the reception.
oh, the reception's that's the way? Okay, so just like hanging out, having a little drink.
I was just sort of standing there with my sister, and he approached me.
Did he have like a good opening line, or was it just a vibe?
I mean, he has the English accent.
That's it. You were like, hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
I love that.
I love that. That is a great story. All right, speaking of dresses, congrats on your new spring collection. How did it inspire all the places that you've been around the world?
It was really, it's called the Passport Collections. So it was inspired by the stamps in my passport.
I love it. It's a great, honestly, it's a really fun theme and a way to kind of like frame the whole thing.
Yeah, and I really just developed all the prints based on my favorite places. I take a lot of photos on my vacations. And for example, this piece.
Which we
So
immediately
beautiful,
were like, man,
turquoise,
it's
yeah.
gorgeous, yeah.
And I was staying in this villa, and it had the most amazing tiles. So I took these pictures and I sent it to the Talani team. I said, how do we recreate this on
Yeah.
a tunic?
yeah.
Beautiful.
Where was this?
This was in Portofino.
Nice. I was going to ask you
Italy.
your favorite spot. Is that the favorite?
Italy is definitely my
Yeah.
favorite spot, for sure.
Yeah. And do you enjoy the wine while you're there? What is your favorite thing? The pasta?
Pasta.
The whole thing, right? The
Ooh,
food. the
Cacio
drink,
Pasta, the
pepe,
food, the wine,
vongole, mozzarella, all of it.
and the tile.
And the
So, there you
towel.
go.
Now let's take a closer look at some of the designs, the more designs. Can you tell us about Capri?
Capri.
Yeah.
I love Capri, and it's all about the lemons. If you ever walk through there, it's lemoncello, lemon pasta, lemon trees everywhere.
Okay.
So
See it in the yellow. It looks beautiful.
Let's keep moving down. My favorite thus far, Mykonos. My wife and I were in Greece, and we went to Mykonos a couple summers
How
ago.
was that?
Honest to God, it was our favorite trip ever.
It's
really
a
was.
good time,
it was
huh?
so fun. Yeah.
So you obviously recognize the
This
evil
is-
eyes.
You should ask Jeremy about
That
it.
makes a lot of
You can't
sense.
turn a corner in Greece without seeing the iconic evil
Yeah.
eyes. So
Yeah. What's the
at the
significance of
top.
those? Do you know any about it? Or?
it's it's to ward evil away.
Yeah.
It's good luck.
You got the tassels at the bottom there. Is that the right term? I'm not a fashion guy.
No,
Yes,
you actually
correct.
are. I love
you.
that you have shirts and you have tunics, so you could wear it as a dress as well. I love that versatility in there.
Yeah, they're all really versatile.
Yeah.
This one I've worn to the beach as a cover-up, but it's so damn cold. It's a top today.
It's
Yeah.
freezing. Well, it looks good. So, Nikki, this is your second capsule collection with Talani. What are you doing different this time around?
I did a lot more different silhouettes. I wanted to make it for every age, because someone like my mom and her friends, they don't necessarily want to show their arms. So I did lots of bell sleeves and some more floor sweeping dresses and a bit more variety.
The loose and
nice and
flowy,
airy.
it's kind of the airy vibe. It seems very versatile. In 2004, you launched your first clothing line. So around 15 years or so, you've been in the industry. You're doing it. What's your number one piece of advice to people that are getting into the fashion world that want to follow in your footsteps?
Learn the ropes.
Yeah.
Like intern, get to know everything about this industry that you want and work your way up.
The ins and outs.
Everyone starts somewhere. You can't just walk in and run the show. I think it's really useful.
And it seems like it's the kind of world that there's really a kind of a hierarchy and people kind of earn their territory, right? Like it's something you really have to be there, put in your time, put in the work to earn along the way,
Yeah.
Totally.
All right, so we're right in the full swing of Fashion Week, right?
Yeah.
Have you gone out to any of the shows?
Yes, I went to Pamela Roland last night with my sister-in-law, which was beautiful.
That's great. And do you have a favorite memory of any parties, of any shows that you've been to in the past?
I mean, Fashion Week is so much fun. With my sister living in LA now, she comes every season, or when she can.
Yeah.
And it's sort of just a high school reunion.
Is it?
All of
With
our
you and your
friends,
sister?
just the fashion friends, all the editors, everyone comes from all over the world, and we're all here together. And my sister's birthday just so happens to fall during Fashion Week, February 17th. So we always do a really fun birthday party.
Yeah, what's that going to look like?
We're planning
this
it
year?
right now.
Okay.
She just had a flood,
Oh,
so
right.
now the apartment is being fixed.
But that's not going to stop the birthday party.
No.
The party must continue.
The party must continue.
Go on.
And that'll be in New York.
That will be in New York.
Okay. Wow. Are you responsible for designing the party and scheduling the night?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's a Valentine's theme.
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of pressure there. Maybe. I don't know. Year after year, you got to up the ante.
Yeah.
For me, I'm feeling pressure on your behalf.
She's totally calm.
You're fine. You don't
She's
care at
like,
all.
I'm
You don't care at all.
No, it'll be good.
Let's
Good
talk about
DJ.
Okay.
That's all you need.
Good DJ, ate some drinks. All right, let's talk about this. Mommy and Me collection is being released as part of this collection as well. How'd that come about? Why do you feel the kind of need, the connection to put that in there?
Since I was a little girl, I always envisioned dressing up with my little girl. And I feel like moms love a twinning moment. So we are going to release some of the pieces in children's sizes.
Well, and I'll say, as I have a wife, I have a kid, doing the twinning moment in a way that still looks cool and fashionable is tough.
Yeah.
And so this is I think you kind of cracked the code on it a bit.
Yeah, and it's perfect time. Spring break's coming up.
This is true. Summer vacation's coming up. It's a great way to create those memories and those social media photos.
Yes, and you need those
You
cute
need
photos.
those, and then it didn't happen if it's not on social media. Speaking of social media, your youngest daughter is now more than a year old. How different was it with the first compared to your youngest, the first year? How was that? Well, the youngest compared to your oldest in the first year?
I think I'm probably a bit more tired
Oh,
now.
yeah?
Because with my first one, I used to nap when she napped.
But
now
now-
there's no breaks.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely a little more tired, but also so much more relaxed. And with the first one, you're just so nervous about everything and much more mellow, relaxed.
I remember it's like the first one, it's like something drops on the floor, you go disinfect and do everything. This
Yeah.
time it's like something drops on the floor with the second one, rush it
10
off.
second rule.
right
Do you
back
practice
in.
that?
A little passy goes right back. Any sibling rivalry now with now that there's
No,
two? Has that emerged? No.
They
I
get
was
along
very
well.
nervous about
Were you?
that. And they get along just fine. The little one obviously is dying to be best friends with her older sister, but no jealousy.
We were
no
just talking about
nasty.
earlier, we were talking about Kim K going to 4. She says she feels like that's going to be smooth sailing and easy. What do you think of that? Imagine going to 4.
4 is a lot, but they're all around the same age, so they'll all have each other and play with each other and keep each other busy. So that will take a little pressure off, I think.
That's so true. 4 is an even number as well.
I come from 4.
You come from 4.
2 girls,
exact-
2 boys.
And
Yeah.
that's it.
So it kind of worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at these Instagram pics that you shared of your beautiful, gorgeous daughters. Now, you keep their faces covered, Nikki, and a lot of people do that. And I'm curious to know why you think it's important to keep them away from the public eye.
I just think, do they really need 1,000 pictures of themselves in diapers on the internet? Maybe they don't want that.
Yeah.
And I will respect that. And I don't know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. A lot of people, especially in the public eye, I think, make that decision to protect their kids. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Especially where you leave
Everything is all over the internet.
Right, and it's forever.
You let them choose as adults,
them
as young
choose.
teenagers. Yep.
How is Paris as an aunt? Is she like the cool auntie that
She is
spoils
the
them?
Cool, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is it like lots of gifts when she comes
Lots
around?
of gifts. She knows the way to a child's heart.
Yeah.
Are they mommy-approved gifts, or is it the gifts that
No,
you're
she's
like?
actually very good.
Yeah.
She'll bring books and educational
Oh,
things.
good,
She'll
yeah.
never bring candy
Yeah.
or anything naughty.
You're
knows
no
better.
candy household.
Is there a nickname?
Sometimes.
Is there a nickname for her?
For Paris?
Yeah, like Auntie P. I don't know.
No, they know how to say her name, Paris.
Oh, they say
Paris.
Paris, okay.
Paris. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Now, you've grown up in the public eye, and what kind of bond do you think you've had a shared experience with your sister since you both kind of grew up in the public eye?
We are each other's biggest cheerleaders. We lean on each other for everything, and we have such a special bond. And that's why I was so excited when I found out I was having a second girl, because I just think a sister, or just any sibling, it is the greatest gift you can give your child.
That's so true.
Well, and it's just the dynamic opens up even more, right? The whole family dynamic and the world that they're able to take part in. It's so exciting. Are you guys close enough to the point where you can play matchmaker? Are you entrusted with that role for Paris?
Yeah, she would probably.
Yeah.
For her upcoming birthday party, get a DJ and then invite over. I mean, it might something happen. Now, she was also right? I'm putting it out there, Nikki, putting the positive vibes out there. She was also a designer as well, still designing. Now, when you do have design ideas, do you hit her up for inspiration and bounce ideas off of her?
We have completely different style, like night and day, but we definitely show each other what we're working on, and like this collection, it's sort of boho-y, which isn't necessarily her thing, but I, made sure to send her all of the Ibiza pieces and all the hot pink ones. I know
this
my
is you.
customer.
This is, you know your customer, and you
audience.
know them well. It looks beautiful.
Hey, congrats on everything.
Yeah.
It's really good to talk to you about all that's going on. Nicky Hilton and Talani Spring Passport Collection. It's available on February 11th. Really appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Come back sometime.
Yes, anytime. Okay, so moving on to Mandy Moore's wedding day. Well, guys, it was music to her ears.
Tom Brady's big win on and off the field.
Yeah, and Annie Cohen's big baby news.
It's on this week's Star Treks with People Now's Andrea Belton. Watch.
Mandy Moore dished to People all about her intimate December backyard wedding to musician Taylor Goldsmith.
And People Now getting even more details from the This Is Us star when she stopped by our studios.
I didn't stress out about it too much. It was really important for us to be present. I really wanted to enjoy the moment, and that was something I just kept thinking about. Like, I wanted to take it all in, and I think we did. We had all of our friends who are musicians, like everybody came up and each sang a song, and then Taylor and I got to sing a song together.
So sweet.
Taylor's brother sang a really sweet John Lennon song to Mandy as she walked from the bedroom down the aisle. And then Mandy's father-in-law actually also got up towards the end of the night and closed out the reception with the tune.
So many songs, but one just didn't make it.
There was no candy.
Tom Brady is now a 6-time Super Bowl champ, and he told Good Morning America's Michael Strahan he's cherishing everything about life right now.
Football success is one thing, being a good dad, being a good husband, being a good friend, that's really important to me too.
Definitely being a good husband. He's got Giselle after all. Tom says Giselle is his rock and life partner.
Giselle is always at the games cheering Tom on, and before the Super Bowl, she actually posted a beautiful photo of him, letting him know that she always has his back. And Tom knows that too.
Giselle and Tom are a great team, but there is one thing they do disagree on.
He's interested in getting his daughter Vivian to try hockey. But Giselle says, no way, over Giselle's dead body is she letting that happen.
There's a new baby in the clubhouse.
Andy Cohen is a dad. The Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen host welcomed his first child, a son, via surrogate.
And boy, did baby Benjamin Allen get the red carpet rollout from so many fans.
All of his celebrity friends took to Instagram and Twitter to give him love,
including his BFF, John Mayer.
They actually bonded over their love for the Grateful Dead, and John gave Andy the sweetest gift, these baby moccasins, which he was happy to share a picture of on Instagram.
And that's not the only baby gift John gave.
He actually showed showed up on the Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen set to surprise Andy with a mini guitar in which he inscribed the sweetest message, "I have never met you, yet I already love you."
And we love him too. Welcome, baby Benjamin.
I don't need them to be impressed or proud of me. You know, I would rather be impressed and proud of them.
There he is, David Duchovny. He can only be talking about one thing there, his kids, of course. And we love a celeb parent who isn't afraid to get real. We're featuring them all throughout February in what we're calling Family Fridays.
This week, we're focusing on the celeb parents of teens.
Woof. It's all brought to you by Milk. Love what's real.
Look, we were once teenagers a long, long time ago. So all barely remember. All I can say is kudos to the parents out there. It's not easy.
Yeah, I've got 2 little girls now.
Yeah.
The scariest thing about imagining them as teens at this point is anything that has to do with the dating life. I don't even want to go there.
You're far, far away of that.
Ugh.
But maybe you can learn a thing or two from these guys. First up, now we all remember Molly Ringwald as a teen from her Brat Pack days. Remember the Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles.
Classics.
She was classics. She was just the coolest.
She was. But does her 15-year-old daughter, Matilda, think that she's a cool mom? Molly told us.
Yeah. I think I'm a pretty cool mom. I think if you talk to my 15-year-old, I don't know if she would necessarily say that. No, she actually does. She said the nicest thing to me the other day. She told me that I was born in a tornado of flowers, meaning that I'm very artistic, but that was her way of expressing it. I was like, that's the nicest thing that anyone's ever told me.
That's the highest compliment. That is so sweet
Right?
and very eloquent. You go, Matilda.
A tornado of flowers.
Really nice.
Parents of teenagers, they have to walk such a fine line between kind of letting them make mistakes, keeping them safe and out of trouble. It can be a tricky sort of balance.
It can. Marsha Gay Harden knows that very well. The Oscar winner has twin teenagers and a 20-year-old.
She told us that her kids would call her overprotective, but I don't know. She sounds pretty chill about those infamous rebellious phases. Watch this. Have they had a rebellious streak yet?
Yeah, sure. But you know, it's part of it, right? So I'm not going to, you know, I'm not a super restrictive type of parent. I want them to be free and to make their own mistakes, but I do want to guide the mistakes a little bit.
So Harden then tried to interview us about whether we'd ever snuck out of the house as teens. Honestly, I never had. I tried to skip school once, got caught. I couldn't do anything about it.
That's called karma. And look at you now. Super successful and handsome.
Stayed in. Oh, wow.
Yes,
Thank you.
Moving right along. Finally, David Duchovny's daughter, West, is 19 years old and following her dad's footsteps into acting. She even starred in an episode of the X-Files reboot.
Really cool kind of full circle thing there. David told us about how hard but actually gratifying it was to let her spread her wings without holding her back.
Yeah.
I saw her do one take, and I was like, "She's fine. I'm leaving." You know. She said, "Yeah, you left." I was like, "Yeah, you didn't need me. You know, you were on your way." She's just such an impressive kid to me, or young adult, or adult, or whatever. I'm sure I just ruined everything.
Now, who can keep up with what they want to be called? Just stop right now, David. You're never gonna get it right. But don't worry, we're pretty sure she loves you anyway.
Nothing but love for Dad. All right, Michael Bolton is celebrating 50 years in the entertainment industry. Such an icon. He's went on to create some of the greatest love songs of all time. In celebration, he's releasing a new album, a symphony of hits, which combines his best songs with the sweet sounds of an orchestra.
Nice.
And it tells us why he chose to work with an orchestra this time around. Watch.
I think part of it was my stepping into this operatic world with Pavarotti and then eventually Domingo and Carreras. So that was a life changer because it gave me a new respect for my voice, developing it, strengthening it. I performed the greatest hits so many times, maybe thousands of times. And the orchestra brings this other dimension to everything. It brings depth and emotion, and it's like living with something for a certain amount of hits for 18 years and bringing different color to the same songs. There's something about the human element and the quiver of bows on strings and violas and cellos. It's just, it's so uplifting.
Wow, so he's also releasing a new fragrance for women just in time for Valentine's Day.
Look at this. New fragrance collection, everybody.
Yeah.
Time, love, and tenderness. That's my version of it. There we go.
Those are both your tops.
Let's talk.
It does actually.
What was the most challenging part? The most challenging part about doing this.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
So that's
Beautiful, by the way.
That's Love is the
Smells good.
fragrance,
It's not.
and Time, Love, and Tenderness is the name of the whole
Right.
project. So it was, it's out of my realm of expertise, to put it mildly. But this great woman who works with Great Health Works reached out to me and said, have you ever considered doing a fragrance for your fans.
Are you actually in the room like that? Don't like that. Smell tests?
Literally.
Literally that whole thing?
Literally. I don't know if I did in that order.
Okay.
Because I liked a bunch of them, but this is going to be the first time. I just wanted to make sure it was right, so I asked women around.
See, look at that. He was on
He's involved,
top
very
of it.
hands-on.
He
Yeah.
also mentioned that he wants to work on combining his love for comedy and music and do some more things along the acting lines and things like that.
Yeah, and I could see it. First of all, I can't believe he's 65 because he still looks so good, and that hair is gone, and he's still got it going on.
He's also very self-aware, right? Like he knows what his career is, what it has been in this great place that he holds in pop culture and everything else. So his fragrance, Time, Love, and Tenderness, the album, A Symphony of Hits, will both be officially available starting today.
I can't wait.
Run, get them.
both.
By the way, it smells amazing.
Yeah.
It really does.
By the way, you have a future as a hand model. Did you see how Jeremy was? I love it. I love that and the packaging. Totally getting it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's take one last look at our results for your favorite part of a wedding.
Let's
We've been
see what
asking
you have
you
to
throughout the
say.
day. So
Yeah.
let's take a look here.
Okay, so we have 29% dancing the night away. Everybody, you got to have a DJ and a band. And
Open
then the
bar is coming up 1%.
No, 28% for open bar.
1%. No, I mean 1% off. Yeah, 28,
1%
29,
off.
and then 25% for the food, and then the vows. Cue the tears. Nah, take it or leave it.
Cut those vows short. Let's get to the dance floor, get to the open bar. Let's be honest about what we came here for, right?
Favorite part about your wedding?
My
4
favorite
years
part about
ago?
my wedding was dancing
Yeah.
and seeing all my friends and family together. They all flew in from Zimbabwe, from London to be in a small town in Indiana.
Ooh, oh my
I could
goodness.
just cry thinking about it. It was
like
amazing.
this international event.
It was an international event. What about you? What was your favorite part of
No,
it?
a lot of favorite. It was so great to see everybody in the same room. Yeah, I loved the first dance.
The first dance was
I really
special.
did. It was just
Can I
kinda-
ask, what was your first song? Was it Michael Bolton?
We will have to review the tape.
Roll the tape back, guys. I love how you don't remember Jeremy.
I'm sure it was really rough.
It was really good.
I was so blown away by her beauty, I cannot even remember the music.
Oh, that's amazing.
I can just remember her beautiful face looking back at me.
I see baby number 3 in the horizon.
I
That's
see-
so cute.
I'll be calling Kim K, see how it works out.
Indeed.
How to make it work. All right, we'll
Yeah.
be back with another question of the day Monday. Tune in for that.
Yeah.
Also coming up next week, Chandra Wilson from Grey's Anatomy going to join us live, dishing on what's to come this season and a very special cause close to her and her character's heart. Literally, it's pretty interesting stuff.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Plus, we've got Grammy winner Trisha Yearwood. She's going to stop by, guys. She has a brand new album, and we got to get an update on her handsome hubby, Garth Brooks.
And she's also such a great cook.
She
I wish
is.
she would bring food.
Get in the kitchen. You might convince her to
Talk her
get in the
into that?
chicken. A little Valentine's Day situation.
Maybe.
Right?
We'll see.
Anything is possible. Now, guys, thank you so much for watching. And for now, we leave you with one last thing from Nick Lachey. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye,
Take
guys.
care.
Hey, what's up? I'm Nick Lachey, and this is one last thing. My last family vacation was over New Year's this past year to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. The last time I was starstruck was just earlier today with Mr. Henry Winkler.
I miss you. I miss you very much.
The last song I had stuck in my head was, oh man, I don't even know the title of it, but it's like, na-na, I bought it. My hair, I bought it. Is the Ariana Grande song? Yeah. Gee, thanks. I bought it. I find that song so darn catchy. I don't know why.